Howdy. Okay. This I know is going to seem kind of odd because I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I'm going to give you a little information. This is going to be Toy's transcribers video for this week. I know my hair's a little short and I don't quite look as good as she does, but she's had some kind of very bizarre illness we've been dealing with the last 4 days. She's been in the emergency room 3 days in a row. We had to have an ambulance take her, so we're still not quite sure what it is, but it looks like it might be her blood pressure. This week's topic is support and networking. I guess I'll just do like she does and run through the questions. I asked her some of these questions already. She gave me some answers to give you, and then the rest of them she told me I could answer myself. So I'm not responsible for the content of this particular video because there's no telling what the hell I might come up with. Anyways, the first question says, where do you, as a significant other, that would be her, go for support or networking? Do you have a support group? Is your family supporting your friends? Toy said to tell you that most of her support, I think, comes from YouTube. Because she doesn't really think she needs as much support. She considers herself the supporter, and not the supportee, as she said, because this relationship she doesn't think is terribly stressful for her, and she just doesn't feel like she needs as much support. Although she participates in YouTube, I think, for a couple of reasons. She said because she likes helping other people, and because she likes to contribute where she's gotten a lot of help from. So that's kind of why. I guess that answers that question. Okay, next question. Do you participate in any online communities or forums or form of support? Mostly YouTube. She's a member of something called the Women's Room, but she really doesn't have a lot of time to participate on there. So she kind of goes on there every now and again, but she's not real active on that one. The next question is, where does your boyfriend or partner go for support? To you, family, friends, a group, an online community forum. Okay, this one she says, I can answer. For the most part, I think I started out getting most of my support from YouTube because I had to figure out kind of what was. This whole transition stuff was really new to me, so it took me a while to kind of figure it out, and YouTube's been exceptionally helpful for that because there's so many people willing to share their stories and how they're going and the step-by-step processes and all the different things that happen along the way. Quite obviously, Toy is my biggest supporter. I can talk to her about anything, and if I didn't have her, this would be a million times harder. My family, well, my son, it's awesome with my older son because we can talk about all of this very openly, and he's real cool about it, and so he's one of my biggest fans, one of my biggest supporters, and so talking to him about it's really good. The rest of my family, no, not even really much of an option. Well, I can talk to my brother, but other than that, I don't have too many friends I can talk to other than ones I've met on YouTube. I did go for a while to a counselor, but I kind of ran out of money. I'd like to go back and see her again, but I have to wait till I get a job. And I do participate in the men's room, not super active, but occasionally when I have time to go in there and kind of poke around. There's a lot of good information in there, I think. For a trans guy, it's a really good place to go. It's very protected. It's very carefully, people are added very carefully. They monitor it very well, and you can get a lot of answers, good answers. That's where I got the answers about how to bind and that kind of stuff. The next question is, in what ways specifically do you support your boyfriend or partner with regards to his transition or trans identity? I have to say that her support comes mostly from reminding me that it's okay to be me. There are, I guess, some specific things she does sometimes. When we're together, she's very respectful of the certain boundaries. She understands that she's constantly reminding me that it's not a big deal to her either way, but for me, she understands that it is a big deal for me sometimes, and sometimes worse than others. And so she's always been real good about that kind of stuff. But just knowing she's there, that she loves me no matter what. That she loves the core of who this is, not what she sees on the outside. It's not the book cover, it's the pages in between. So I have to say that's probably her biggest support. She just reminds me that I'm worth loving and that it matters to her, and you know, that's a big one for me. The next question is, in what ways have you supported your partner in the past? Well, she does a lot of research. I think this is a big one because sometimes I wasn't sure what to look for. But she's done an excellent job of helping me find information. And her participation here with transcribers and her conversation she has with other significant others and other trans men that she talks to on YouTube and so forth. The videos that she's had time to watch that I haven't had time to watch and different things like that have been extremely supportive. And I think that most of all, that reminder that I am the person that she loves and wants to be with is the biggest support that she gives me, past, present, and future. Because I don't have to worry about losing her because of my transition. She's there whether I transition or not. It's my choice. And she's constantly reminding me that it's okay, either way. The next question says, how does your boyfriend or partner support you with regards to his trans identity or transition? That's a little harder. I think she makes it so easy for me that trying to support her through my transition hasn't been very difficult because she's like the most understanding, unconditional, love-bearing person I've ever known in my life. I don't have, she doesn't have any issues with who I am, and, you know. But what I do try to do is make sure she knows she's loved always. And that it's important to me that she see me as the man that I am. I don't want her to see me any other way. She knows that. I try to remind her of that just by being more of who I am and less of who I used to be. And in the same respect, she does the same. She does what I ask, and it works really well for us. Last question says, some say it's better for trans guys to be single during their transition. How you feel about this statement? Agree or disagree? I have to completely disagree. I don't think there's a... Okay. I don't think that going through transition alone is a very easy thing to do. I think you need support some way or another. Now, does that mean single or partnered? Not necessarily. If you have a strong family that supports you, like a mom and dad or something like that, that's fine. But I think you need support. I think that's the bottom line, is you really need the support from people that you love and that love you. But for me, personally, I think it's better to be together during the transition, because we transition together as a family. And that way, you know, there's no uncomfortableness about trying to explain the past and our history, and she already knows. She knows everything about me. And so, for me, it's pretty easy because we get to share in this thing, this transformation. And even though she's already always kind of known me as a guy, there are peaks every now and again where she sees the other part of me, you know, the part I was born with. And that's by having us all do this transition together, not just her and I, but our kids too, the 5 of us together, makes it for me a lot easier, because I have other complications like my mother and my sister and a couple of other people, and I haven't even approached a lot of my friends from my former life yet about all of this, so who knows. Excuse me. Anyways, I think I've probably run up on the time, so I'm going to be done now, but that's the video for this week that she asked me to do, and hopefully this will be satisfactory, and she'll be back on her feet by next week, and I won't have to do this again, and everybody will be really happy. So, thanks for checking in. I think I'm supposed to tell you to not forget to subscribe, and I don't know, something else. Leave a comment if you have a comment. If you don't have a comment, rate the video or something. I don't know. It sucks, but that's okay. Just lie to us and make me feel better. Alright, y'all take care, and Toy will be back next week.